What is it about farming that has us all wanting to retreat to our own homesteads for relaxation? For some, it started with Harvest Moon. For others, it started with Farmville on Facebook. However, Stardew Valley sparked that dream for millions. And ever since, a whole wave of indie farm sims have popped up, each with its own spin on cozy and creativity. And today, I'm going to show you 10 of those indie games that'll have you yearning for the simple life. And none of these are in early access because we're going to save those for later. Dinkum blends the life sim with a distinctly Australian flavor. Set in a sprawling outback-inspired world, you're free to farm, mine, fish, and hunt at your own pace. You might spend days customizing your homestead, or you might focus on catching rare critters and uncovering resources. The game also includes town building, where NPCs move in and help grow the settlement. Some publisher issues aside, Dinkum is remarkably polished, with frequent updates and a strong player community. It's a cozy sim that hands you freedom without overwhelming you. And its sunny, distinctly Aussie atmosphere gives it a flavor that makes it stand out. Everholm is a slightly witchy life sim where you play as Lily, a young woman mysteriously drawn to an island that's slowly swallowing her memories, along with those of her missing sister. The game combines familiar farming and crafting mechanics with a magical twist. Each day, you'll clear ruins, plant crops, raise animals, fish, and rebuild your homestead. But the game's real advantage is the touch of wonder, glowing plants, spells that reshape the land, and weather that responds to magic. The isometric visuals feel warm and mystical, while the villagers welcome you with open arms. And as you deepen those bonds, Lily's memories begin to resurface, slowly unraveling the island's deepest secrets. Firefly Village is built for players who love the loop of farming sims, but want something lighter and less demanding. Days run for just 4 minutes, seasons wrap in a week, and chores never overwhelm, meaning you can finish a full endgame cycle in just a single sitting. You inherit a modest farm, plant crops, raise animals, and join in village festivals, but everything moves at a breezy pace. The NPCs are warm, the visuals inviting, and there's just enough mining, fishing, and decorating to keep the loop varied without slowing it down. Instead of long-term optimization, Firefly Village rewards the small victories: a harvest brought in, a barn upgraded, and a friendship deepened. It's a life sim you can dip into for 15 minutes or 2 hours and leave smiling either way. Sean Young's Littlewood flips the RPG script by asking, what happens after the adventure is actually over? Instead of slaying monsters, you're rebuilding the world that you just saved. This cozy town builder lets you customize every aspect of your village, from where the houses sit to how the landscape flows. Farming, fishing, crafting, and foraging all support that creative freedom. The bright pixel art and laid-back soundtrack match the game's relaxed pace, where there's no rush to achieve anything. Each NPC brings a unique personality, and your choices shape the look and rhythm of the town. Released in 2019, it still remains a standout in the genre for its charm and simplicity, showing that sometimes the most rewarding adventure can still take place after the hero sets down their sword. Freerin', anyone? Echoes of the Plum Grove takes the farming formula and stretches it across generations. You wash up on Honeywood's shores, start a homestead, and slowly weave into the fabric of the town life, farming, cooking, crafting, and building relationships. But unlike most Sims, your character ages, seasons pass, and eventually your children inherit the farm. Every choice ripples forward: who you befriend, who you marry, what you build. Winters are harsher here, demanding preparation, and exploration reveals witches, odd relics, and the deeper lore of the island. Its charm is in the weight of the small decisions here. Sharing food with a neighbor or missing a festival can shape the village for years to come. It's cozy, but threaded with legacy and consequence in a way few life sims dare attempt, kind of like the wildermyth of farming sims. Ritual of Raven takes the familiar rhythms of farming and filters them through a witch's spellbook. Instead of swinging a hoe yourself, you summon magical constructs to till, water, and harvest, while you focus on rituals, quests, and exploration. Moon phases are under your control, shaping when certain plants thrive or when events occur, and every season pushes you to adapt your magic to the land. Villagers and factions bring personality, offering storylines and trade that keep the world from feeling static. The tone is colorful, whimsical, and firmly rooted in witchy fantasy, with customization not just for your farmstead, but also for the magic helpers themselves. By letting magic take care of the grind, Ritual of Raven makes the cozy farming loop actually kind of cozy. Coral Island from Stairway Games takes the familiar farming sim and roots it in environmental storytelling. Set on a lush tropical island, you'll manage your farm while also helping to restore the ocean ecosystem. Cleaning debris, rebuilding coral reefs, and tackling pollution give your work larger meaning beyond your fields. The art is rich and colorful, and the cast of characters is refreshingly diverse, with over 70 NPCs to meet and build relationships with. Beyond the farming, fishing, and mining, Coral Island includes diving, town festivals, and plenty of mermaid romance. It's one of those games where no matter your expectations, you're probably going to find more than you expect, whether that's in your customization options, chores and quests, or romantic opportunities. Moonstone Island gives the farming sim a more mobile twist, and I mean that in more ways than one. Your home floats over 100 procedurally generated islands. You're still planting crops, crafting furniture, and befriending quirky neighbors, but you'll also raise magical spirits and battle with them using deck-based combat. That mix is certainly more enticing for fans of roguelike deck builders like myself to sit up and pay more attention. Travel in this game is delightfully whimsical, with brooms, balloons, and gliders making exploration fun. And while the card combat might not click for the usual farm sim player, it's balanced by deep decorating options, romance, and an alchemy system that ties the whole world together. It's kinda like Stardew Valley with a dash of Pokemon, a touch of Studio Ghibli, and a little bit of Slay the Spire. And it's available on mobile too. Pathea Games carved out its own space in the life sim genre with My Time at Portia, and later expanded on it with My Time at Sandrock. Where many life sims lean heavily on farming, these games also emphasize crafting and building. You'll restore and expand your workshops, gather resources, and take commissions that directly impact the growth of your town. Portia introduced players to a colorful post-apocalyptic setting full of character-driven stories, while Sandrock builds on that foundation with more refined combat, better writing, and deeper quest lines. Both games deliver a full 3D experience that blends life sim coziness with light RPG mechanics. Together they stand out as some of the most ambitious entries in the genre, offering hundreds of hours of content for players who love crafting and adventure. Roots of Pacha, developed by Sodaden, takes the farming sim back thousands of years to the Stone Age. Instead of inheriting tools, you and your clan invent them, shaping the foundations of society as you go. Farming, fishing, animal taming, and spiritual rituals are all part of the daily routine. Progress isn't just personal here, it's collective, with every discovery benefiting the clan. Seasonal festivals, cooperative gameplay, and relationship building weave everything together in a way that feels fresh and celebratory. Released in 2023, the game quickly built a reputation for its thoughtful design and its unique premise. By reframing the life sim around cultural growth, Roots of Pacha offers something genuinely new while still staying true to the cozy core of the genre. Easy now, I didn't forget Fields of Mystria, because like I said, we're going to save the early access ones for another video. Personally, I've always kind of struggled with this genre because of the time commitment, so maybe I'll give Firefly Village a shot. But what about you? Which of these games has made it to your library, or at least your wish list? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it. If you're looking for updates on the latest indie games every week, don't forget to check out my podcast, Indie Game Arcade. You can find it on any podcast app. Keep supporting indie game devs, and I'll see you again next week for a list of the best indie games.